Hello and welcome to Irish Ears, a Disney fancast, your Irish viewpoint on Disney news with a slight bias for our home park, Disneyland Paris.
We are your hosts. I'm Megan from Belfast and my socials are at Megan Loves Magic, and Stuart is from Dublin and his socials are at DLP Tips for Irish.
Let's get straight into the news as we record this on Tuesday the 12th of December. Now Megan, we have not had a pod for a little few weeks and we've been getting an awful lot of people asking us to record a pod, so just apologies first off to everyone for life. What can you do?
Life just got in the way, but we're back.
Spoiler alert, we're going to talk about Disney on Ice later on, I think. I put it into the schedule.
Is it on the list?
I'm going to put it in now. And
so
we have had about 6 weeks. Apologies. And we're going to cover pretty much everything that's happened in the last 6 weeks. A lot of things only need a few seconds to cover, and some things need a few minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll kick it off with our last pod was towards the end of October. So what else? Only Halloween. Now, Halloween night, let's talk about Disneyland Paris, I suppose. A lot of people were kind of disappointed by what went on Halloween night. It wasn't a ticketed event. It was just extra stuff going on in the parks. I think the day felt a bit extra in itself, but there was no drones. I think everyone's just like on every special night, if there's no drones, people are disappointed. So I think it was just a bit of an extra night. It was open late until like 1 a.m. And what do you remember anything about it? I don't remember anything special going on.
I was watching it on Twitter. I remember like watching people's coverage on Twitter, but I just don't remember seeing anything that really made me go, oh wow, look at that. Like, and I think you're right about the drones thing. I think that they've set the standard now that there's going to be drones all the time, and then when there are no drones, people get upset. And I think a Halloween drone show might have been really fun. Hopefully next year that's going to be on the cards, because
I almost miss
I'd be
Halloween
down for that, but I just don't think
Halloween season is just so great. Like I kind of miss Halloween when Christmas started. Like it was too soon for me. November 11th, I think it was.
Christmas starts earlier every year in life, I think. Just every single year. Like, no sooner... Like, Christmas this year has started before Halloween ended. And I feel like I'm over Christmas already. But, yeah, in terms of the night at Disneyland Paris, I don't really think... It was kind of nice that all guests got to get involved in it, and there wasn't any kind of extra charges sneakied in there. And based on the offering that they had, I don't think there was enough there that they could have justified charging extra ticket prices to get in anyway.
Yeah, and we were always saying that, like, at Disneyland Paris, they don't charge extra for an awful lot of events, which they do charge extra for in the States. So we can't complain too much, but we will. We can't complain too much. But like some of the charges for the Halloween nights, we were saying in the last pod, like $100. I think the Christmas nights can be upwards of $200 in Florida.
And a lot of in Florida, a lot of the Halloween and Christmas entertainment is almost gate-kept to those paid events. If you're just going as a regular guest during the day, you don't really get an awful lot, aside from maybe a parade for Christmas or Halloween. You don't really get an awful lot in Florida without paying that extra money. So we are lucky in Paris in that way.
You're standing there in your shorts in 30 degrees with the snow. Fun times. So leading into the Christmas launch and was my Christmas trip. And I went over, I think it was, I had an awful lot of drama. I don't know if you remember. We tried to get out before that storm. Oh yeah, I remember. We tried to get out before the storm, and then our earlier flight got cancelled, blah, blah, blah. And we made it over, and we had like 2 full days in the parks. And it was with the full-on kids experience. So I still haven't been over to Disneyland Paris for like a Christmas content trip, which is still on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Like my wife will agree to this. There's an awful lot of effort that goes into like bringing over a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old with very different needs and stuff like that. So it was lovely and all. It was just we struggled an awful lot with the weather and things like that. And then little things like didn't go our way during the trip, just timings of things. And like when you get wet at Disneyland Paris and you're hiring a buggy and stuff like that, your day is, you're nearly looking at the next shuttle home to get dry stuff.
I know.
But yeah, it was my first experience of everything Christmassy at Disneyland Paris. Like that was my first Christmas parade. That was the highlight of my trip. Really was the parade. So we saw the parade up at the castle, and we stood beside the kind of princess stage, which was incredible. It was very much like Dream and Shine Brighter vibes, standing there waiting for the performers to get on stage and stuff like that. And then we went up to the town square for the later on parade, and that was amazing too. You know, we stood by the little fire hydrant. I see an awful lot of people standing at the fire hydrant, right in front of the dentists. You know that spot? And
yeah.
You know, we got our hot chocolate, we got our croque monsieur, and we got our little sandwiches, and stayed there for like 45 minutes before the parade started, just to made sure we got the right spot. And we watched the Christmas tree lighting parade the ceremony about 3 times. So it was great. It was fantastic. Like the highlight there was Belle got off the float and gave my 7-year-old a big hug, because she's wearing like a Belle jumper, and it was totally like pixie dust. And I have it on video, but I don't share that sort of stuff. I'll send it on to you. I think I did actually.
Yeah, send it to me. But you have it for your own memories, which is just as important. So
yeah, and I have like super blurry pictures of me dancing with my kids in town square, like that mean nothing for Instagram, but they're just very, very special for me. So it was all good.
I knew you would love the Christmas parade. It is absolutely amazing.
It really was. Like the snow, again, it was like November 13th, 14th. So I really struggled with this thing about like the waves of Christmas. So like I thought that going to Disneyland Paris for Christmas good and early would like give me all the Christmas vibes, and then let it settle down, and then December will kick off again and I get the vibes again. But I don't know, I just felt it was a bit early. So I'm always saying to people that November is a great time to go over, but for me it was a little bit early with the Christmassy vibes. It was quite mild, you know. I think if I was going over this week in December or like next week, you'd probably feel a lot more magical. I don't know, it's just me giving out. I
suppose November is kind of better crowds wise. Well, we used to go in November for Christmas. We haven't the last couple of years, but it was our like decision purely based on there being less schools and being off and things like that. That's why we would have gone in November. But when we've been in December, it's been way busier, but definitely better atmosphere. So I suppose it's just like weighing up which is more important to you.
It really is. It really is. That last week actually is great prices. So the first week of December is great prices to go over. I think that could be a happy medium. But you're always taking people out of school and stuff and taking annual leave, so you're damned if you do. I came straight back from Disneyland Paris, and I went up the north to Disney on Ice.
Yeah, you did.
And that was, I have to tell you now, my expectation was pretty low for Disney on Ice. I think that it wasn't going to be as good as a Disneyland Paris production, you know, but it's a third-party company who runs the show, and it was fantastic. It was just banger after banger of all the tunes. You know, it was clearly like, you know, back in track. You know, it was karaoke, but it really did hit home. You know, all the tunes, and just being in a venue of, I don't know what the SSE Arena holds, like 10,000 people or something.
Something like that. 10,000 sounds about right.
Half of them being kids with the little lighty up wands thing, you know. It was good crack. Like, it was really good. I recommend it to anyone going next year. Like, just book it as soon as the day comes out, because it was only there for a weekend. It was crazy. Like, I forgot that it was just a weekend.
They usually do a couple of different shows throughout the year. It comes like 2 or 3 times a year. That's kind of why I haven't been the last few times, just because I've seen it so many times because it comes so often. But they do tend to do more frequent but short runs in Belfast. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I just feel like any chance you get to be in an arena with 10,000 people, bopping along to Disney songs, just go for it. Like, I don't care if I'm going
It's
to
a
be
vibe.
there. Yeah, it's definitely a vibe. It's definitely a vibe.
It doesn't
But
matter if we're the oldest ones there. It's still a vibe.
oh, it's definitely the oldest person there for sure. And like, but like all the merch and all the food is Disney prices though. Just make sure you're aware of that. Like crazy stuff, and and it's in sterling as well. So it was pretty much like euro prices in sterling, if that makes sense. Like I always remember as a kid, we always like, oh, with sterling prices, we always thought that it was like 1.25 for an Irish pound or 1.25 for an Irish euro, whereas now it's like they're the same prices up north, just that they're more. They're still one and a bit, like, you know. But yeah, great crack, absolute great crack.
Just buy your bubble one before you go.
Oh, just don't buy it at all. Don't buy it at all.
Just
or bring it from Disneyland Paris. Like save money, fly to Disneyland Paris, buy a bubble wand, and go up to Belfast for your Disney Eyes. There you go. Top tip.
There we go.
Right after that, then boom. Right after that, then we had a little sneak peek. There was a few content creators who went over to a kind of a PR launch for the new Colors. What's it called? Symphony of Colors season. I don't know what to call. Like, it's going to be 3/4 of the year next year at Disneyland Paris. Symphony of Colors is the kind of wraparound name for the whole season, and that starts off with the Electrical Sky Parade on January 8th. Need to be very careful about these dates in my head because I'm getting so confused about dates. And then we have A Million Splashes of Colour, which is the daytime hub show, which starts February 10th. So like it looks incredible. All new show, all new outfits. We have Mirabelle finally making her grand appearance to Disneyland Paris. We have Asha becoming more than just a meet and greet. I don't know how they're going to integrate that whole situation. But I can't wait for this. Like, Mickey's little costume looks incredible. It's giving me big Toontown vibes from California. His little jacket and stuff like that. And yeah, like what?
I'm
are you
not allowed to say the name of the outfit.
No. he's a bad boy. He's a bad boy. Yeah.
If you want to know the name, DM me after. But no, it looks amazing. I still can't believe that they've managed to get Asha into the parks before they've got Mirabelle in. Like, that's still shocking to me. But I'm really excited to see new characters, like more recent and up-to-date characters being integrated into the parades and shows. And from what I've seen, which is very, very little, to be fair, I think it's going to be up there with Dream and Shine Brighter, quality-wise. At least I certainly hope it is. Because the team proved what they proved what they could do with Dream and Shine Brighter.
They did,
so
and I think
expectations are high.
Stitch is heavily involved also with this
instant win.
Colour. And like DLP goes mental for Stitch. I don't get it.
Oh, Stitch has more merchandise than any other character at DLP. I've never seen a character with so much merchandise. I would say he's probably got more than Mickey at this point.
Yeah, like Stitch is the Parisian Duffy, basically, is what's happening there.
Oh,
yeah. Do we miss the memo or something? Like, when you go to Penny's or Primark, whatever, like, it's wall-to-wall Stitch.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? I don't know. I just woke up and everyone loved Stitch one day.
I don't know. Amy loves Stitch. I'm kind of like, yeah, cute, but like not obsessed.
We need to get Amy on the pod and ask why the hell Stitch.
Yeah, next episode I'll get her on.
There we go. There we go. Explain yourself. So that looks incredible. So just want to talk also about the Electrical Sky Parade. This, like, oh man, I'm so tempted to book something just to see one night of that. And the only thing holding me back is that middle of January, you could book a one-night trip and it could be cancelled due to the wind and you could have a complete waste of a trip. Yeah. So this looks incredible. We have the Main Street Electrical Parade music. I don't know if you heard the kind of the leak of the official leak of the music.
The music makes me so happy. Like, I used to watch it on YouTube all the time, like when they had the Main Street Electrical Parade at Disneyland Resort, and the wee tune going, I was like, oh, it's really nostalgic, and I think people are going to love it. And it looks like from the art that they've put out already, it does literally look like they have just taken what was on the ground and put it in the sky, and I'm here for it. I'm so here for it.
It's just so, like, whoever, like, imagine a boardroom, like, whatever, big ideas at Disneyland Paris, and someone just, I don't know what they were on or whatever, but fair play, take more of it. Because somebody sat back in their chair and goes, why don't we do a Main Street Electrical Parade in the sky? And it just takes away everything. I think I mentioned on the last podcast, unless I mentioned it to you in like our chats or whatever. But like, it takes away all the negative things that you think about with Disneyland Paris, about crowd control, pushing to get to the front of things, and puts it up in the sky, which is fantastic. Like, the Avengers Powered Night works so well because everyone is just looking straight up in the sky. It's just so high, and one of the things that everyone complained about with Dreams coming back was that the projections were so low on the castle and you kind of had to be very close to the front to see. And maybe they didn't factor that in to the comeback. But this is going to be, like, they're talking, I think it was a Sound for God on one of her cinematic masterpieces. She was saying that like they're looking at twice or triple the height of the castle with the drones. They're going to go higher than ever before.
Wow.
So this is, like, I just can't wait. I just love everything to do with the drones at Disneyland Paris. And it took me about a day or two to cop because I was like, on purpose, I wasn't getting too involved with the details of the drone show because I wanted to kind of just stagger it out over a few days as far as content goes. And then I just read it again and I was like, hang on a sec, they have pyro from the drones. So they're going to have these fizzy kind of, you know, the Halloween kind of, I don't know what you call them. Do you know at the end of Illuminations and Dreams, the way they have the fizzy fireworks?
Yes, the one they go out and round in circle. Like they're like sort of like Catherine wheels, kind of.
Yeah. So they're going to have those like dripping from drones. That's going to make the Peter Pan's boat seem like, you know, it's flying. That's the pixie dust. Like incredible. Just all about it. Can't wait.
I'm all about anything that is going to make guest experience better. So, like, you know, I'm a big fan at the American parks of when they project things onto Main Street instead of onto the castle, because it means people aren't fighting each other to get to the front and there's no kids on shoulders and things like that. Like, the more you can put high up, either projected on a building or in the air, is a win for me.
Well, surprise, surprise. They're putting projections on Main Street.
Are they actually?
Yes. Ben Spalding said that in the release that they're going to light up Main Street, like the buildings, like with projections. So
I am taking full responsibility for that because I talked about that non-stop on here. So I did that.
Take it and run with it. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's such a good time as well because with the launch of World of Frozen in Hong Kong, like, there was just so much fuss made over the drones, and I saw some comments kind of slightly salty, which I'll take because I love the competitiveness of between the parks, was saying that, like, those drones were fine, but, like, it's kind of what, like, they're kind of catching up to what Paris was doing maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, the very basic drones. And now we just want to see the next generation of Paris drone shows. I want to see Paris, like, bring it. You know, I want it like a drone fight in the skies. Love it.
A drone big fight? Time. Give me that.
So, imagine that. Because I always, like, in my crazy mind, I always thought that wouldn't it be incredible for one night, say like Bastille Day or something like that, if they could completely encircle, like 270 degrees, if they could encircle the plaza, so the hub, the entire hub with drones. So from Frontierland all the way around behind the castle and up to in front of Discoveryland, and have this kind of mesh net of like 1,000 drones and creating some sort of scene. Like I don't know. Maybe it's not possible. Maybe it's not doable. They can't fly drones over where people are, clearly, and they have to be able to recover them if they go wrong. So they can't fly them over water and things like that. So, but we'll see.
Get Ben Spalding on the phone.
I tell you what, it's going to happen. We're going to manifest that. We're going to get him on here.
Okay.
And
if you're listening, Ben.
He does listen, and we are going
to
ask all the questions that we're not allowed to ask, and we're going to push for the answers that he's not allowed to give. Moving
Sounds
back
legit.
on then to slightly more mundane things, and we had Mickey and Minnie's birthday. Tell me, what date is Minnie's birthday? You should know this. Look at the tattoo on your arm.
It's the 18th of November.
18th of November, yes.
Yeah, I was really excited about that, and I think the little show was really good. What I saw of it online, I was so gutted for anyone who went specifically for that day because the weather was shocking and they had to cancel half of the performances of it. I think they only managed to run 2 performances out of the 4 or 5 that were meant to happen, which is rubbish considering there's been people rehearsing for that. And it's Mickey and Minnie's birthday. It's a big occasion, and it's the 100th anniversary year as well. So there was probably a lot of hype and excitement around that, and it just kind of fell flat because of the weather. It's such a shame, but that's obviously nothing you can really do. The weather is what it is.
It is, and they the first thing I saw when they reeled out this show was that they just used the Pride outfits again, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's a bit strange, I'm not going to lie. In a world where Mickey and Minnie have so many outfits and, they have their formal outfits also, it's a bit strange. But I will say that...
The Disney 100 outfits would have been perfect for that.
Well, they've been burned apparently. I don't know what's happened to those.
They made one day of appearance and that was about it.
Yes. One thing Disneyland Paris is doing a lot these days, and it's just, again, a testament to the cast members being the absolute saving grace of the parks in general in Paris. There's just so many shows that require, I'm not a dancer, clearly, if anyone's ever seen me. These people, the amount of just dedication and what's the word I'm looking for? All the training they have to go through for these shows. You can't just learn choreography for a 20-minute show. That takes weeks to learn that. And they're all doing it in the middle of the night and everything. It's 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and they get the 6 a.m. bus home again. Crazy stuff. And just hats off to them because these little shows like the Mickey Minnie's birthday, like Disney 100, what have we had recently again? The new Princess happening at the castle stage, the new gazebo happening at Town Square. These are all additional pieces of choreography that the cast members just tack on to all the rest of the choreography in their head. I don't know, maybe it's just my brain is not wired for this sort of retention of muscle memory, but it's incredible what they do. They're wizards. Absolute wizards. Wizards, Harry. That's the wrong IP. So right after that, then we move into kind of the end of November, and we had the Wish movie with Asha coming to the parks, or as some people call her, Asha, which is fine because Anna is Anna, so Asha is Asha. And I take it that you have not seen the movie yet? Classic, no. I have not been to the cinema, but then a little birdie told me that it might be on Disney Plus sooner rather than later, so I am going to wait and watch it at home in the comfort of my house where I've already paid a clean fortune for Disney Plus. So yeah, that's... I will wait. They would be crazy not to put that on Disney Plus for the holiday period, whatever they call it these days. It's been an absolute disaster at the box office. One of the, apart from the Marvels, the one with Brie Larson and Miss Marvel, and that's now the biggest Disney flop ever. It was the most expensive Marvel movie ever made. So, and it's $200 million in the red. So, But anyway, that leads on to part 2 of this
all
whole
involved.
chats later on. Congrats to all involved. I know it wasn't that bad a movie, but anyway, we'll get that later. But yeah, sorry, just Wish movie. My non-spoiler review is like literally 5 stars. I hate the hate this movie has gotten in comment sections everywhere. You know, people really want to hate it because of just the vibe with big Disney these days. And the movie itself was pure joy. It was kind of overbilled as a kind of an ode to the 100 years of Disney. And there's definitely Easter eggs in the movie, and the style of animation was a clear Easter egg for just paying tribute to the last 100 years. The music's fantastic. Like, I know that some of the songs are getting a bit of a beating for being a bit basic compared to the likes of Encanto or...
I like the one that blew up on TikTok whenever they were doing the Disney 100. They were like doing the Disney 100 card game on TikTok, and one of the Wish songs, one of the tasks you had to do each day was like to make a TikTok, and you had to use one of the songs from Wish.
Was it the King
TikTok
singing?
For it to count. No, it was Asha singing.
Okay.
Well,
like,
so
Jesus.
it might not be.
Sorry, I shouldn't say the Lord's name in vain there. Everything Asha sings, everything Asha does is fantastic in this movie, in the soundtrack. Ariana DeBose is like... Do you know the way we felt that Halle... What's her name? Halle Bailey, yeah. Do you know the way... Like, she was just, like, picked up... Like, she was born a Disney princess. Ariana DeBose was... exactly the same, and it was just like made to be a Disney princess. Even though, spoiler alert, but Asha is not a princess. Like she's
not a princess.
No, she's kind of like Mulan vibe. Not a princess, but a princess all the same. Part of the franchise, probably. They'll do their best. But yeah, the movie I think was fantastic. You know, I'm kind of bummed that I haven't gone back to see it twice because I want to see it again in the cinema. And, you know, we have cheap nights locally here. It's fine. I pay Disney Plus as well. It's fine.
Oh,
it's all
love
good.
that for you.
Yes. So, yeah, if you can get to see it, no pressure, Megan. No pressure. Disney Plus would be fine.
I know.
Bob will be happy.
Yeah, I'm going to Disney Plus it.
Yeah. And that means you can watch it twice in one day. So, all good. And you can just Spotify the soundtrack.
I could watch it 100 times in a row if I wanted to.
Yeah. Then we had the Frozen anniversary, which was fairly low key, but also a bit more than a lot of people were expecting. So we had a little float/parade thing happening. We had, God, what else did we have for the Frozen anniversary? Oh, did you see Anna or Elsa or Olaf welcoming people into the park? I really thought that was going to happen.
No, I didn't see that. No, all I saw was they changed the screen above the theatre where they do the Frozen show in studios to add a 10 to it, but they didn't change the show at all. I was like,
Lordy.
that's a classic DLP move. That's a DLP move right there.
I gave away a lounge
most I
flight
saw.
for the Frozen 10 anniversary, and I pretty much did more than Disneyland Paris for the anniversary.
I kind of get it. Like, I get it that they're waiting probably until the Frozen land opens to do a huge, big Frozen yeehaw. But, like, it was one of their biggest movies. Like, that's the one that you see, like, so many kids dressed as Anna and Elsa. And they're the ones kids get disappointed that they can't meet in the parks. Like, they're still a huge deal after all this time. So I kind of maybe was hoping for a little bit more. But it's fine. I'm over it. It's not one to lose sleep over, but
no, but like with Frozen, they have, like, imagine if they just didn't promote Stitch at all. It's kind of like, I know Stitch doesn't have a movie coming out, but like with Frozen, I mean, people have kids who are getting older, and if your kid loves Frozen or whatever, and by the time Arendelle is built, it's going to be at least another 18 months. Before it's fully open or whatever. So you're potentially like 3-year-old's going to be nearly 5 or whatever. That it kind of just matters, And the current Frozen offering in the parks is a bit scant, really. Like the Frozen show in studios is a bit basic. The fact that Anna and Elsa are on Stars on Parade at the end, that's great. But like, it's not really like it's one of their biggest IPs ever. They've confirmed they've done a Frozen 2, which they seem to ignore, kind of apart from just a few backgrounds, and which had unbelievable songs in it, like which they haven't integrated at all into any. They
did for Frozen season in 2020 before the parks closed because of the panini. They did do like a really, actually what I thought it was really good. I think I was in the minority. I think most people were like trashing it, but I really enjoyed it. They did a Frozen 2 cavalcade and there was an amazing mix like of the songs from Frozen 2. I would love to get it. I wonder if someone's got it on YouTube. Like a mashup of all different songs from Frozen 2. And it was actually really, really good. I was kind of hoping they would revive that sometime. But yeah, Frozen 2 just seems to be completely written off.
I know,
does not exist in DLP.
That Frozen 2 cavalcade, I remember them getting off. They got off the floats and they got up on the stages for a few things. Mm-hmm. That was the situation, wasn't it, in early 2020?
And they had dancers with like the Arendelle flags and stuff as well. And they had a new float as well that is probably not
with the horse
anymore.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
but Bob has confirmed like Frozen 3 and Frozen 4. You have like Arendelle getting built in Paris. You have World of Frozen. Like they're all in on Frozen apart from kind of where it matters, which is actually giving guests exposure. And so I can totally understand the meet and greet situation. That's just not a situation that we want to get back to. So they could use their imagination, like having them meeting guests from the train station. I expected that, and it didn't happen, clearly. Like the float cavalcade where they get up on the stages, that's another way of just having... but then are they afraid of like guests running to give them hugs during the show? Kind of like, it could be nasty, I don't know. Anywho...
People need to behave themselves.
They do.
It's
they
like
do.
The bottom line. People need to behave themselves.
I don't know if you know Sam, the cast member. Shout out to Sam. He's an amazing cast member of Disneyland Paris, and he's guest flow, and he's just so energetic. I'm constantly on to him about, because his form of guest flow is just so happy and so uplifting.
Yeah,
like he mimics the announcements, that happen over the tannoys and things like that. And I'm always saying to him,
class.
like, we need you to like whip Disneyland Paris guests into shape. Like, get him to do a little video about guest behavior,
how
about
to
like
conduct yourself.
Yeah, how to stand, how to be, how not to be. These type of things.
How to adult,
and how to child also. You know. So we'll leave that there, and let's just hope that, everything Disneyland Paris has done big, like when they've gone all in on something, has been incredible. So hopefully, like, how could they see the 10th anniversary coming? Who knew that 10 years after the movie coming out was the 10-year anniversary? Surprise. But hopefully, let's just put it all on hold until summer 25, where we're gonna get the park extension that we all dream of.
Hopefully.
And then Thursday, November 30th. I say Thursday because that was the reason I wasn't there, because school night. Like, it looked like all the reports of this Christmas night annual pass event were fantastic. Walking with the Woods were over there, said it was great. I think this is about the second or third night, AP night in a row, that's been very well received by people who've been there on the night. Like, it might not create great content because it's just so dark, and they tend to do these strange like treasure hunts. They didn't do a treasure hunt for the Christmas night, but the whole Beauty and the Beast theme, Christmas and stuff kind of linked in well. And they had some nice shows. And people said, yeah, it was a success. But Thursday night is not a vibe.
It was probably really good because it didn't sell out. I feel like that might be the reason why people enjoy it, because there was less people at it. Because that's where a lot of the problems tend to come up, not just with the AP events, but the ticketed parties in general, is that they sometimes oversell and it turns into a bit of like a cattle farm. And I think it is annoying doing it on a Thursday, because that does exclude an awful lot of people from being able to come. And that it's, you know, sometimes not always announced enough in advance for people to make plans to attend it. But maybe, I don't know how they'd get away with this with it being an AP night, but like maybe this is what they need, maybe like a cap on attendance in the future to create more enjoyable events might be needed. Or I don't know.
Yeah, the thing is, people are always complaining about the cost, so there's always a trade-off. Like we talked about the American parks and their ticketed event prices. Like if you want the experience, you have to set a price that you know clears the market. Pardon the bunny ears here, and gets people in, gets it to a good level of attendance without being too much of a ask financially of people. But like, I know a lot of people who just completely write off these events because it's €55. Like it's an extra €220 per year, pretty much on top of your AP for these nights. And it just wasn't part of the deal in their mind, so they just don't bother with them, which is a shame because they are good nights. And I think that if we could get them not being on Thursdays, I'm hoping now. March 22nd is the next AP event announced, and that is a Friday night. So hopefully it was just the fact that Disneyland Paris kind of farms out the parks to private events and parties and things like that during November and December. And clearly Friday nights bring in more income for them.
The fact that they've moved it back to the fact that they've moved it back to Friday does kind of suggest that it was a scheduling thing, and that the Thursday night was maybe the only night that they had clear to do it. Hopefully that's then going to make them, they'll bring them back to doing weekends, and they'll be more accessible to pass holders, because they have, despite what I pretty much said earlier, they have to be accessible at the new AP prices, particularly for those paying the premium, the top gold annual pass. The events need to be like yourself. the events need to be accessible for people who are paying that premium, because that's part of what you're paying for, is the access to these events. Yeah, and it being, don't get me wrong, it being so cold, kind of took the decision away. I was kind of glad that it was a Thursday. That I was like, no, it can't go. It's Thursday. Not the fact it was going to be like -5. But, you know, but it did look like a great night. You know, we've clearly put our line in the sand here that Disneyland Paris is just selfie locations for characters. It does mean that you just kind of pop into a crowd. I know your heart is breaking here because you can't get that that lovely character meet number up higher and higher. And there's clearly no photo pass going on with those selfie locations. And it again, like these parties are all during the dark, so your selfie camera is not going to be great for pictures and things like that. Unfortunate, but that's just 2023 for you. But you do get in. Like I remember we met the sheriff of Nottingham at the was it the Halloween event, and fair enough, there was like a crowd 2 or 3 deep all around them, but literally you kind of just slot in and you quickly get to the front, and then he comes over to you and you have a nice little interaction with him, and then you get your selfie and you take a little video and then you're gone again. And maybe this is just the way it needs to be in Paris. Like I'm still waiting for somebody high up somewhere to tell me why Paris is the way it is, that we can't have meets. Is it just... I just can't understand it. I can't understand it. Well, back to the fact that we won't pay for premium events. So if they said, okay, Megan, here's the email into your inbox tomorrow. It's €150 for an AP event night. And you're going to have
20-minute queues and meet 6 characters on the night, you'd be there.
Sign me up. Oh, I'd be there.
But,
I'd see if you could guarantee that, but like you can't. But DLP would charge that price, and the queues would be 3 hour long, so you'd get one character if you were lucky. That's the way it would just go. Like, you couldn't guarantee that number of rare characters because I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah,
it just doesn't work.
I mean, like,
it just doesn't work for some reason.
We do have a little bit of rose tinted glasses. I know you're veering towards being more of a Disneyland California annual pass holder these days than a Paris pass holder, but like it's not uncommon for the American parks to have really long queues for specific special characters. They just have in general a better vibe with characters and shorter queues for characters that are much longer queues in Paris.
So sometimes, but not at the special events. I found Oogie Boogie Bash, like Oogie Boogie Bash this year was like, the problem was more that they were putting the characters out for super short sets. It wasn't the length of the queues. The length of the queues were okay. It was just that bit didn't really work out that well. But it's like, but even you know what it's like when you go to Disneyland Paris and you're standing in a line to meet Donald Duck, who is one of the core 5 Disney characters, and you could easily be standing there for the guts of an hour sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard to meet the core characters. Like, I don't know. I'll never understand it until someone sits me down and explains exactly why it gets like this. I'll never get it. But
you can meet them. Just pay your €90 for Plaza Gardens. Go ahead.
No, you're okay.
Keep the food, please. Thank you.
I'll do the breakfast.
The breakfast is fantastic. I always maintain. Sorry to go off on a tangent here. Like, the breakfast, like, to me, like, I know it's like secondary characters, whatever, but like they're just so much fun. You get like usually get like Eeyore and stuff like that, and then the breakfast is just like nom 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 nom. It's just all the food, like all you want. Whereas I find dinner at Plaza Gardens, like, they're kind of half-assed trying to be French, and they don't quite.
Plaza dinner's mayhem. I find, like, the last time I went to the dinner, it was just. Like, this is me sounding really anti-children, as always, but, like, it was just absolute mayhem. But the breakfast is a lot more chill, I think. I don't know what it is, but I like the secondary characters. I like the Winnie the Pooh characters and, like, Pinocchio and all those kind of ones coming around. So, we're doing the breakfast on our March trip. So,
nice.
I'm pumped about that.
Yeah, I think Plaza Gardens as well, just, again, another tangent. The acoustics in Plaza Gardens are incredibly harsh, and anybody who suffers from any sort of noise sensitivity, like that kind of high-pitched, high-frequency thing, you're nearly better off bringing headphones for yourself going in there, because it just, the noise of the kids. I speak obviously as a parent, but like, my God, there's nothing as annoying as other people's kids, even if you have kids.
Yeah.
And this screeching, and half the kids are afraid of these characters. You know, I mean, like my own youngest kid was entirely not on board with meeting characters, and we went summer 22. Like, Mickey Mouse would come up, and she was like, "What the hell is this? Like, 6 foot tall mouse coming toward?" Like, so
bless her.
We have her on board nowadays, so all good. But yeah, Plaza Gardens, sensory overload for anybody who has acoustic sensory issues. So we'll put that down as a kind of a lessons learned for the AP night. But I think a lot of people were very positive who were there. I didn't want to be too positive because it wasn't there, and I was bitter about it. But it seemed like a pretty good night. So we'll park that. Moving on to speaking of doing the French thing weird in Plaza Gardens, Brasserie Rosalie has opened up in Disney Village. It offers an insight into the future of Disney Village, and speaking as non-Parisians and non-French people, would you be rushing to the Oyster Bar?
I wasn't until I actually saw the food and saw the menu properly. And I think it actually looks really nice, and I would like to try it. Like, I'm not a seafood person, but there's other stuff on the menu. It's not just seafood. I will definitely give it a go. I'm feeling a lot more positive about that, and I think as somebody who has always been advocating for different food to come to the parks in the Disney Village, something that is not like fast food or like standard theme park food or something reheated from Auchan, like I think this is a really good step. It looks like they're actually putting something different in there and catering to French tastes as well, because I think a lot of the food at DLP is catered to a very simple, I don't want to say the words, simple palate. Nugget brigade, and
well, the nuggets are on the kids menu, which is a really important thing, because like
but that's
a lot
okay.
of people, yeah,
that's fine that
and
they have
well,
nuggets. It's just nice to see something else
in the Disney Village 2.0 plan, or it's 3.0 at this stage.
2.5.
There is a. Remember when it was called Festival Disney? Remember that there was like, remember there was no gates and there was no security and it was all just chill.
Free for all.
They're doing a monster McDonald's upgrade to the just beside McDonald's current whatever footprint you would say. So don't worry, like for the people who are freaking out that this is like, you know, high end brasserie going into Disney Village. You are getting a high-end McDonald's in about a year, I think. They're going to keep the old one. They're going to keeping the old one open while they do up the new one. So, all good. But yeah, like one of the things I was very excited about was the fact that Brasserie Rosalie is just it's another quick service breakfast option. Now it's just pastries and coffee, but that's so many people don't come at me, but they're hell bent on meal plans, and you and me both know that like if you go to the parks often, you don't get a meal plan. Like nobody who goes more than twice a year, like say, will get meal plans. And these little breakfast options where you can they even have a little window, you know, it's called the counter, I think it is in French, and you get your coffee and it's not crazy price, you know, it's about €2 or €3 for a croissant, and again €2 or €3 for a coffee, and you just on your merry way into magic hour, without having, you know, a belly full of scrambled eggs for going on Fly Force or Space Mountain. So I'm all about it. Like
exactly. Oh, and on that point as well, it's worth I think saying to anyone who does have a meal plan booked, you can't use your vouchers here because it's not a Disney-owned property. So if you have a meal plan, I would stick to your hotel or Annette's Diner or the bakery on Main Street if you're really feeling adventurous, but like you can't use it in Rosalie no meal plan vouchers accepted there.
Yeah, it's interesting that Disneyland Paris are kind of farming out the management of these restaurants, because the Royal Pub, which is kind of a quasi temporary situation, I don't know how much you know about that, but it's pretty much going to get floored again with the development. But that's ran by the Bertrand Group, which kind of runs these kind of hipster restaurants all over Paris. You know, they're called the Bureau. Like they're aimed at office workers, and it's pretty much the same menu. When you look at the menu for these places, it's kind of like an upper class Wetherspoons, because all the menus are exactly the same. They're huge menus as well. But Rosalie is something very different than the Royal Pub. Like Rosalie is clearly seafood focused with some other options as well. But certainly from the content that, you know, the likes of DLP Report and others were putting out over the last few days, there seems to be a great vibe about the place. I mean, DLP Report pretty much ate their breakfast, lunch and dinner for the whole weekend just past. So, I mean, they'd be the first people, I mean, they're on board with the kind of, you know, DLP message, but they're the first people to kind of get a little dig in wherever it suits with regards something not, you know, being up to scratch or being up to standards. So yeah, I can't wait to try Rosalie. It like a lot of people want me as well, saying it's a shame that they lost the characters. Cafe Mickey's closed a long time now, but they clearly want to put the characters behind a bigger paywall than just Cafe Mickey. Like, I can totally see the likes of the lower budget hotels going behind a not paywall, but just reserving their character experiences for their hotel guests very soon. There's nothing like confirmed or being rumored about this. That's just the vibe I'm getting from the whole place, that Disneyland Hotel is going to be like completely locked up for characters.
Yeah.
Art of Marvel already is.
That hurts my heart.
Whenever they do up Sequoia, the likes of Newport, Santa Fe and Cheyenne, maybe they'll keep Santa Fe and Cheyenne as like ultra budget options, but I just don't see, like, it's too good a deal. Like, I often mention to people that, they're getting in the night before, whatever, they fly in at 6 p.m. What can we do? I was like, you can go around to 1 or 2 hotels and meet characters for free. Like, it's just such a good deal. Yeah, without paying a penny.
I do it all the time. All the time. Like, the Newport Bay character meet is my favourite one. Like, absolutely love that.
It's lovely because it's like up until like 10:30 p.m. and on some nights where you're just not feeling the fireworks and your legs are sore, your body is sore, you're just like, I just want to go to a nice hotel and get a hug from Minnie, please. Thank you.
That's me. That's literally me every night.
Yeah. Get your foot in like a nice bath or something. Speaking of Disneyland Hotel, just today, and it's good because we were going to record this yesterday, and something in the water, I don't know. Whenever we record on the Monday, we always get a massive drop of news on the Tuesday. So this is just meant to be that we're recording this on Tuesday night.
I know.
But Disneyland Hotel just flooded. Thankfully, it wasn't a Saturday. Disneyland Paris has a habit of setting out loads of information for content creators on a Saturday morning, where nobody, like, I don't know if anyone knows this, but engagement on weekends is generally terrible. So don't put out important information on weekends, particularly in the kind of work from home post-pandemic future that we have these days. People are just not on their phones at the weekends. So
exactly,
today,
like you think it would be. You think weekend would be a good time because people are off work, but they're actually off work doing things. They're not on. They're not off work on their phones.
I know for a fact that I have way less phone time at the weekends. Then, like, even just like weeknights, I have more time because just, weekend activities bleed into like later bedtimes and things, so you end up having less time on your phone. So I think, what was it? The Splashes of Colour and Symphony of Colours, that was all released on the Saturday morning, and my phone was like, was I driving to Belfast that day? I think I was, yeah.
I think you were.
So anyway, exactly. So I was just bulling. I was like 2 hours in the car up to Belfast, and I was just like, here I am driving as fast as I can, wanting to be on my phone. Like, this is why we need the full self-driving thing to work better, that I can just be posting stuff. So, sorry, pardon that 2-minute interlude. The Disneyland Hotel was kind of, again, another sneak peek into the hotel today. We got pictures, and we got the My Royal Dream prices. This is the princess makeover situation which is happening. And did you see the prices of this bad boy?
My stomach dropped out of my backside. I'm not going to lie. When I saw that the last one, the top tier one, €440, and you don't get a ride up Main Street in a horse-drawn carriage with an empty pathway for your arrival. That is shocking to me.
I would expect a shocking for that price money to be paying on top of everything else. For your child to be like taken off you for a few hours. Man. So I'll go through. I have the prices here in front of me. So for €95, you have the Royal Beauty, which is makeup, hairstyling, photo shoot, and souvenir picture. So, I mean, you're really paying for the hairstyling there, kind of, because if you have PhotoPass, which, let's be honest, if you're staying in Disneyland Hotel, if you're interested in this kind of premium experience, you're probably going to have PhotoPass. Makeup is, I don't know if this is, I mean, my wife was a bit taken aback by this makeup on 3-year-olds. Is this this isn't like face painting? This is makeup. This is like blusher and
it's not like full face of Charlotte Tilbury. Like it's it's like a wee bit of blush, and like we're not. Actually, I'm not going to say what I was just about to say.
I know.
It's like this is PG.
We all felt that. We all felt that. Yeah.
It was like blusher, and I think like some glitter on their eyes, and like it's not like a full on like cake of makeup, but which makes the price even more ludicrous, really, when you think about it.
It does.
But it's
because I'm thinking here, right?
Expecting that kind of price.
Yes, I'm thinking here that like €17 is like the face painting in the parks, and hairstyling. I mean, they're not gonna like, it's not a wash and blow dry. This is just like a quick Dyson, like put a few curls in your hair. Photo shoot, you probably have it. I mean, it's an experience. Let's be honest, it's an experience. So, and
it's worth noting as well that first package doesn't include a dress.
Yes, it doesn't.
That doesn't include any it doesn't include any clothes. Like if you're going to bring a dress, you have to bring a dress from home. If you
have to wear something, yeah, you can't just turn up.
Yeah.
It also kind of irked me a little bit. I'm not the target market for this person, but my kids are firmly the target market for this activity. But that it was, and I say that because some of the documentation today said that, this experience, and not just this experience, but the hotel in general, was particularly for younger children. And like a lot of people listening to this podcast will be like Disney adults, because you're listening to a podcast. What are we now? An hour into a podcast about Disney. You're clearly a Disney adult, whether you like it or not. And amongst Disney adults, there's definitely a thing where it's slightly offensive to say that, certain activities in the parks and in Disney locations are for kids. Now, obviously, there's some reality to this, that like we all accept that like some things are for kids, but saying a hotel is for kids is a bit strange. Your 5-star, €1,000 a night.
Are the children paying for that hotel?
Yeah.
Are the children funding that? Is it coming out of their trust fund?
Well, maybe they're hoping to sell these, sell content for the makeovers on TikTok or something here, and like, oh my god. Okay, so €95 is the base package. I can't remember. I had a thing saved where I gave the previous prices of the. Oh, it's gone now. Maybe I had it. Oh, it is. I have it here. Yeah. So I think that the initial offering was €60. This is a Disneyland hotel before it was closed. So it started at 60, and then it went up to 350. So it's gone from 60 to 95, and it's gone from €350 to 440. So that's not a crazy increase in the 4 years, considering the world that has happened, inflation and all that business. It still doesn't make it any easier to stomach. But just looking at the menu here for the old stuff, and maybe the old stuff was massively overpriced as well.
I don't know. Do you know what it is? I think my brain is comparing it to character dining prices.
Yeah.
Like when I think of how much you're paying to go for that experience, and you're meeting characters, and you're getting your dinner, and you're getting like, I'm not the target market for this either, but if I'm trying to put myself in a position, if I had a child, I would find it so hard to justify these prices. I would pay for a character dinner 1 billion times over before I would put down for this. Like,
it is really worth saying that this activity is not for children only. I don't know how comfortable they're going to make you feel walking in as an adult when it's clearly marketed to kids, but it says 3 and up, and they will have, from what I understand, they will have adult options for. I mean, let's go on to the second tier, which is the Royal Makeover, which is €190. That's your makeup, your hairstyling, your photo shoot, and your picture from the first option. But for the addition of €95, you get a costume of your choice and an accessory of your choice. which is pretty much the market value of, a dress and maybe a tiara from one of the shops in the park. And then is the €440 option, which is not available on launch. I think that's going to be a few weeks or maybe even months after launch. I don't know why, but here we go. It's your makeup, your hairstyling, and then you get nail art, and you get a premium costume with a. Okay, they have cinch bag. I assume that's a clinch bag, but they have it spelled a cinch bag, CINCH. Premium tiara and a light up wand from Disney on Ice in Belfast. Photo shoot with professional photographer and a framed souvenir picture. So that's €440 and it's not going to be available. Maybe they're just waiting for the hotel prices to come down a little bit before asking people for €440. But one thing I did think of while you were saying that about the prices versus like auberge, etc. One plus that this has, and it's not really a plus, it's more like me looking at the bright side of things, is that you only pay for your kid, or you only pay for the person who is partaking in this activity. If, say for example, myself, and I have my 7-year-old, and she wants to do this, I don't have to go with her to auberge and pay €95 for myself to sit in auberge. Now, I love the princesses, everyone knows me, right? But as as 95% of the dads out there who don't want to pay to go to auberge, if they want to bring their 7-year-old to this, they just pay €95 for this experience, versus having to pay 95 plus 50 for the kids' food, which is just a bowl of pasta for auberge. So you could argue that adults who are not getting their makeup done at this experience don't have to pay, I assume. I highly assume, come on.
Oh,
but
yeah. Oh, you couldn't.
Yeah,
you
so
couldn't.
that's just...
You couldn't.
You couldn't, no.
No.
So that's... Yeah, we had a few more pictures from inside the hotel today. I think we had a TikToker who was illegally leaking videos from inside the hotel also. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, my God.
That got strictly taken down.
Send me that.
But
it's
Disneyland Paris,
down.
I can't send it. It's been taken down completely. Disneyland Paris has done a good job at showing us some cranes and some hard hats and stuff. I'm not sure of the marketing behind this. I don't want to see, cheapest room, €900 a night. I don't want to see a lad in a hard hat and a high-vis vest going around the room. I don't want to see... it looks like a Castle Club room or some sort of superior room, and the beds are all covered in plastic because clearly, they're just getting ready for guests or whatever in a month or two's time. Am I wrong here? Is the marketing completely... why are Disneyland Paris releasing pictures of a stepladder in the Table de Lumiere, which is their upper end restaurant?
It's beggars belief, because considering this is meant to be their VIP 5-star offering, the marketing needs to be 5-star VIP. And like you said, a fella going right in a hard hat, we don't want to see that. We want to see the finished product, even if that's just concept art, good concept art. I'd rather see that than see someone. It's half done. It's not ready.
Yeah.
Why are you putting that out there?
And we all know it's not ready. That's fine. There's another 6 weeks to opening, 7 weeks to opening. They released a picture here of the princely suite. I don't know if you can see it. I'll hold my phone up to the camera here, and maybe you can see it there. There is a chandelier or a Lumiere candelier, candle kind of holder, and it's just on its side on the table, as if someone didn't plug it in or whatever. And it's just shocking. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to get in trouble for saying
Natasha.
This, but, Natasha, who was thinking to do this? They should have had, at least they should have had some, is it that hard to put a hard hat on the likes of Mickey Mouse and add a bit of theming to the fact that they were showing us behind, put Mickey Mouse climbing up the stepladder here, finishing off the room,
Or do you know what they could do instead? They could show us the bit that is done.
Oh, stop.
And just not talk about what's not. it's simple as that. Just show us what is done. Like, there's no need to show us the whatever
this
isn't done.
restaurant.
We don't need to
This
see that until it's
restaurant
done.
this restaurant is €120 per person. The Table de Lumiere. I assume this is it because it's completely gold. So I assume this is Lumiere's restaurant. And if they just took out
Well, for
the
that, you'd
stepladder,
expect the candle to be upright.
you'd expect Lumiere to be serving your food. Like this, is this photoshopped in? Is this? Can you see my phone here? Is this ladder photoshopped into the picture? There's no shadows.
That wouldn't shock me.
Have they photoshopped in a picture? I might post this to our stories
Why would you
after. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm completely. You know, whenever we get the hotel finished, I'm very positive about this hotel. It's shockingly priced, but I feel like again they're probably going to smash the implementation and like the premium experience. It's a huge shame that it's.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's a huge shame that it's well out of the price range of a lot of Disney fans. And hopefully, when things calm down a bit, you can, book in for the Royal Banquet, which is only €100 each, and experience the hotel in some way. Like maybe by the summer, you might be able to walk into the hotel without any sort of business going on in the hotel.
We're trying to get lunch. We're trying to get lunch for March. I have just been, because you can still book lunch if you're not staying there, but only lunch. So I am going to try, but I have actively been just completely disengaged with this trip, which I need to change. So I need to sort myself out and get my dining reservations and stuff in order. But that is the plan, just to get in for a nosy.
The app has said like different things regarding lunch even. At different times it says that you can only go. So the Royal Banquet, for example, right? I'm on the app here. And on the kind of the page where it has just loads all the restaurants at the parks, it says hotel guests only.
You can book through a travel agent though. If you've booked through a travel agent, they can do it for you. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I just haven't done it yet.
So, and funny thing is that I was booking the Royal Banquet onto my package I booked direct with Disney, and they couldn't give me the AP discount on the Royal Banquet, which, is €30 for two people. So it was a bit of money. I wanted a discount. So they said, no, unfortunately, if you want to add it to your booking, it's going to be full price. And I was like, okay, but so you're not giving me an AP room rate. You're not even giving me AP discount on the food. Like, how do I get AP discount on the food? Oh, you have to book it through the app and you have to pay when you get there. So I just went onto the app and I have like multiple bookings for the Royal Banquet now, which I'm going to get my discount on. But they couldn't do that to prepay. I don't know.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Just to finish off our little updates for the parks is a very exciting Autopia collaboration with the car rental company who are not paying us to be part of this podcast. We will not mention them.
No.
I'm devastated that they haven't turned Autopia electric. Like, I know the fumes and the noise is part of the attraction for a lot of people who don't drive, just to get a chance to drive.
But it's really bad for the environment.
It's such a stink.
It's just...
These are 1992. These engines are 30 years old. Like, I don't think these engines would be allowed on French roads if they had to pass some sort of emissions tests or whatever. But yeah, it was a missed opportunity, like, just to put in some... I know it would have felt a bit numb to be in electric powered little carts.
Yeah.
But hey,
But they're doing so much though in terms of like sustainability and environment and stuff, adding solar panels and everything in the car parks and things like that. It all seems a wee bit like, you're doing that, but have you seen Autopia?
Yeah. Have you seen the state of Autopia? Like reusable cutlery and whatnot. Cups. But there we have like 200 cars pumping out fumes. Like, and you wouldn't mind, but like when you're on Autopia, it's pumping the fumes from the car in front of you into your face. Like, it's not even like you basically might as well be having a smoke. So yeah, but you do get a little driving license commemorative kind of, I went on Autopia little business card thing. That's kind of cool. And you get discount on the car rental company who is sponsoring Autopia. If they want to be mentioned, they can get in touch with us for a sponsorship.
For a small fee.
For a small fee, add a couple of zeros. So that concludes the kind of park news. I did want to talk about, we're going to end up waffling here, so I want to keep it relatively short. But it's hard not to mention the kind of noise that's been happening around the big oh geez, I need the wrong thing there. Big Disney news. Oh, stop.
Oh my God.
So in the last few weeks, moving on. In the last few weeks, Bob Iger has been like in the headlines for like all the wrong reasons. He's been the butt of another billionaire's. I assume Bob is a billionaire at this stage, maybe in investments, but another billionaire took aim at him, and he came out soon after. I don't know if you know this. Now, this is probably getting too much into the weeds, but there is an activist investor called Nelson Peltz. Do you know of him? So Nelson Peltz is the father of, now this will probably lead into more pop culture. Do you know Nicola Peltz, who is Brooklyn Beckham's wife?
Brooklyn Beckham's wife, yeah.
Yes. So this is her father.
Yep.
And he is an activist investor, billionaire. And he's not happy with how Disney's being run. And he's basically trying to stage a coup to overthrow the board pretty much and, either get Bob out or change direction for the company, which will happen either way because Bob can't ignore this stuff. Like he's only CEO. Like the board of directors is kind of more important than the CEO in some instances. But I feel kind of bad for Bob these days because he took over what was a steaming pile of, after the other Bob ruined the place for 2 years. I mean, let's not get our words twisted here. Like Bob Iger probably is no saint. Like he's a businessman.
He made some very, I can't use the word that I was going to use, comment in relation to the SAG-AFTRA strike. I was definitely a Bob Iger supporter until that comment was made, and I was just that kind of really soured me. I think it just gave me the impression of totally out of touch with the number of people who are impacted and the number of people who actually work behind the scenes on films and things. It's not just about rich, well-paid actors. There's also the people who work on the costuming, the hair, the makeup, the set design, the people that you don't see. And he made used very poor choices of words when talking about the people impacted by the strike, and it kind of soured me off our Bob, which is sad because I was Team Bob. And
I'm trying to find the quote from Bob. He said something like, "This is the worst time in the world to add disruption. He respects the right and desire to be compensated, but they have to be realistic about the business environment and what this business can deliver." Like Bob Iger is a world-class businessman. Like I don't think you'd like a lot of businessmen, you don't get that high being entirely the best. You wouldn't want to go for a pint with a lot of billionaires, but Bob Iger is a very like top tier executive in the kind of best and worst ways. Like he has his duty for the shareholders, and that leads on to something else, which like it's hard to ignore. Also, his comments last week that the current slate of content the recent slate of content was too focused on messaging and not on storytelling. So, I mean, the proof is in the pudding with the kind of performance of the movies, but it's really hard to compare the performance of the movies now when you have, like yourself, you say you will not go see Wish because you have Disney Plus. Like, how can they? You had Scarlett Johansson. Exactly. Like,
Scarlett Johansson the price of Disney Plus up.
There you
What are
go.
you paying
Like
for?
Scarlett Johansson sued because during the Panini they released her movie, which she was like executive producer on the movie, and that means she was getting like percentage of the take home of the box office. And they just, we'll put that in Disney Plus, and she won't get any of that. That makes a lot more sense for Disney, for big Disney. And she sued them and won because she is perfect in my mind. Anyway, but yeah, so like
I would agree.
yes, confirmed. So it's hard to know. Like some of the this is probably gone beyond the scope of this podcast now, but some of the messaging has been a bit clumsy, I would say. Like there's just better ways of integrating some of the messaging and some of the positive, particularly around diversity, some of the positive things they were trying to do with diversity in their stories. I just think that the way they integrated it was a bit clumsy, yeah. And it kind of, when the messaging is front and center, like as opposed to like being a story first, and then like it happens to be about diversity, and like again, this is beyond my realms, but I never want to have like a message shoved in my face. I want to think, oh, that's a great story, and by the way, there was a good message there too. So like it's hard to know whether this whole performance of the movies is to do with Disney Plus, or is it to do with the kind of tone of the movies over the last few years or whatever. But they're struggling. Like there's a lot of struggle going on at Disney, and he says they're going to have to change. So who knows?
I think it's to do with the narrative around woke Disney, in quotes. I think people are looking for a reason to, like, I think there's definitely a way to tell stories with a really good message. It's just when it becomes this big media thing, you know, like when Lightyear had the gay couple in it for a whole 3 seconds. That was a media storm. That didn't need to be.
Like it was a bad movie.
That didn't need to be.
Like
it wasn't a great movie, but that didn't need to be what it became.
Yeah, if that was a good movie, we probably wouldn't be talking about that. You know, like for example, I loved Elemental, and that had stories about diversity, you know, ethnic minorities and whatnot, and no one talked about that because I think that the movie kind of pushed past that and just became an enjoyable story about two characters. So I don't know. We're not going to solve this on the podcast, but it's like like you said, there's an awful lot of clickbait stuff.
Yeah.
Out there, and again, it's just divisiveness going on with like woke, anti-woke, whatever, diversity, anti-diversity, like all this stuff, and people are just clicking on, you know, one extreme or the other. So Disney,
that's it. It's extremes. I think people need to tell the story, but don't make such a song and dance out of it that it becomes something bigger than it needs to be.
Yeah,
like I've solved it. That's it. End of story. There you go, Bob. Invoice on the desk tomorrow morning.
Megan for CEO. That'd be so funny.
Yeah.
I know her.
I'll be next.
Like, what else we have? Oh, like the big thing coming up next year, because of the strikes, there's very little coming up next year with regards to movies. I think the main thing is going to be, I know your eyes are going to kind of gloss over here, but Deadpool 3, there's an awful lot of, I was reading some kind of, you know, looking forward to next year in the box office, and Deadpool 3 is really going to be Disney's only billion-dollar hope, if you get me. Like Disney, this is the first time Disney's had a full slate of box office releases. Like they've had like 6 or 8 probably Disney movies this year, and none of them have reached a billion.
No,
I thought Guardians might have done it, but
I would say Guardians is probably the most. Seems to me probably the most successful one.
Yeah, and then you have people saying that, like, you know, superhero fatigue and all this stuff, but like you can clearly tell that when you have a good superhero movie or like a Marvel comic movie like Guardians, like Spider-Man No Way Home, that it does do well. So I don't think that it's superhero fatigue. I just think it's, you know, bad movie fatigue, that they come up with like just throwing out any old movies. Like, I didn't like the Marvels. I thought that story could have been told much better, and it was just unfortunate. Poor Brie Larson can't get a break with that character, like, because it's like a complete god complex Superman character that it's really hard to relate to. So, and then you have Brie Larson's, like, again, she's in the headlines for everything apart from the movies being made. But I love them. I don't know if you see the Marvels? Iman Vellani, who plays Miss Marvel, is fantastic. Absolute A-class, 5-star. Build the whole movie around her, please.
I've seen the character, like I know who she is, but I still haven't seen the film. But
Disneyland Paris, Disneyland Paris cast someone who looks like America Chavez, who I know you don't know who that is either.
I've seen her too. I've seen her in the parks, but I haven't seen her film either.
Yeah, they cast someone who looks like America Chavez as Miss Marvel, which was unfortunate. But so yeah, let's see what happens. Coming up, like, we have a few Disney Plus things coming up in the next few weeks. They're releasing this real gritty show called Echo, which is like a gangster type show, which is based in the Marvel universe. So that should be interesting. Okay. And that's it. Deadpool 3 is going to be like a reset for the whole X-Men / the whole area, because the way Disney bought Fox, and people are going to fall asleep now, but basically back when Marvel was split up, like Fox and Sony got different characters, and now Disney is slowly buying them all back so they can put them all back in the movies together. Like, Sony still owns Spider-Man, which is, again, a weird situation. But I'm looking forward to Deadpool 3, and I'm looking forward to a few other movies next year. There's no Disney Wish coming out next year, like a big thing that they're hyping up massively. When are we getting that Snow White remake?
I was just about to ask, when is Snow White? It got pushed back a year though, didn't it? It was meant to be out like soon, like January or something, and then they pushed it back another year. Yeah,
they could push it back a few years, hopefully. 2025.
To be honest, that's had so much like controversy around it. Like, I think it's the right decision to push it back, to try and let it bloody redeem itself or something, because
March 21st, 25.
Yeah, it's just got too much negative press around it. No,
it has. And again, like, how hard is it for someone, like, why is there no PR person in charge of all these things? Like, that just, the whole PR of that movie just got killed before people could even see anything.
No. Like,
the problem is that Disney operates in a bubble. Disney operates in a bubble, and then like LA, like Burbank is another bubble, and then there's bubble inside a bubble inside a bubble, and like no one's actually thinking about what people want to see in movies. So
no,
maybe they might change soon or something, or like just get back on track. I really hope, because like, gotta be a shame. Like, the box office money for Disney is like pretty much what feeds the whole business. And I know that the parks are coming in strong with like good receipts and whatever, but you can't have good park experience without good IP coming out. So hopefully they sort things out soon enough.
Yeah, lots of not so good decisions being made up there, but that's for another day.
Including Station 19. Oh, God. Because Disney own ABC, don't they?
My life has been over, like, I feel like this has been going on for weeks. It's been 4 days since the Save Station 19 campaign has started. It's been the best. Like, it's actually has, for all the devastation, it's actually been unreal. Like, we've got so much help from, like, the cast, the writers, the crew have all been so involved in helping, and it's just been unreal. Like, unreal. I think we've got a good chance.
Remind us again, what platform is Station 19 on? Is that on Disney Plus?
It is on Disney Plus in the UK and Europe, and in America it's on Hulu.
Ah, super. Do you know what? I'm going to watch that. I have not seen a single second of it, but just to help you, I'm going to add my eyes to the viewing figures.
Stream it. Sign our petition.
Yes, do. Please get in touch with Megan if you love Station 19, and if you want to help, get it these decisions, like, can flip flop. I think you're doing great work.
And do you know what it is as well? I'm not going to go off on this too much. This is just something that is very important. Is that whilst we are campaigning for 19, it is the issue is that the Hollywood and entertainment industry have been disproportionately cancelling programs that have POC and LGBTQ plus lead characters. They've been disproportionately affected by cancellations compared to non-POC lead showrunners. So representation is something that 19 do so well, and while we're kind of using that as our catalyst, it's across the board. People are being underrepresented, and it is an injustice. So that is so if anyone is following me on Twitter or TikTok at the moment, I'm sorry, not sorry for all the stuff. It's not going to stop until we win, unfortunately, for you guys. So if you want to get involved, get in touch with me. We are fighting the good fight until we can fight no more. And that's it.
So I'm going to light a few candles. Like, clearly, clearly it's a good show at the heart of it. It's a good show. I know. You're saying that it's very important for representation, and you clearly enjoy watching it. I haven't seen a second of it, but
it's ABC's ABC's second highest performing scripted show, and it's been cancelled out of nowhere. So there is more to the story. We are uncovering it. Yeah. Stay tuned.
Clearly some sort of agenda going on there, which is not cool.
Not cool at all.
And on that bombshell, I think we shall wrap it up. We're coming up on 1 hour and 27 minutes. So we did promise you a good catch up because we've been off for so long. This is probably going to be the last podcast that we have for the rest of the year. I know you're going to be off on the picket lines in Los Angeles by the sounds of things.
Yeah, we are in the trenches for the foreseeable.
Yeah. But we'll see. We're trying to. I always say this. We're trying to make the podcast creation a bit lighter, so we can just jump on whenever we see fit. It doesn't. Life gets in the way sometimes, and that's the most important thing, really. And we're hopefully both on the straight and narrow coming into the next few weeks and months, and we have lots of exciting things coming up. But Megan, do you want to do your thing?
Yeah, that's a wrap on episode 9 of Irish Ears at Disney Fancast. You can keep up to speed with us both, Stuart on DLP Tips for Irish and me on Megan Loves Magic socials. We hope everyone has a lovely Christmas, holiday, end of year period, and we will see you in the new year where we might even be joined by a guest or two. Watch this space.
But for now, we shall say, a biento. See you soon.
See you soon.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.